Good evening, my name is Anna, and I want to talk about a topic, or more so an ongoing issue within the healthcare sector, and that is nursing staff shortages. There are a number of job postings in Australia for nurses, up to 12% actually, and nurses account for over 55% of occupations within the healthcare sector. However, there still remains a shortage. Why? Because those applying for the jobs are simply not suitable candidates. But I want to delve in deeper as to what is causing this problem or shortage. And I came up with a few causes, and one of the main ones is burnout. Nurses are often given high patient loads and face pressures from not only patients but their families. And due to these stressful environments that nurses work in, they are at high risk of stress, which leads to high levels of absenteeism. The second cause is leave entitlements, which is inevitable, which includes sick leave, annual leave, maternity leave, compassionate leave, etc. The third cause is regions. So, for example, in rural areas where there generally aren't enough healthcare professionals, including nurses. The fourth and last cause is experience. So, hospitals would much prefer nurses with a degree and APRA registration. However, cannot find suitable candidates with the right amount of experience for the job. So, as a student nurse and a current worker in a New South Wales hospital myself, I see it too often. Every time I go into work, there's always like one staff down, or in another case, there's 3 staff members down. So the problem is always there every time I go into the wards. And it sparked an idea in my head that what if I created something that provided on-demand work for nurses to fill in for the absences of regular staff via an app. So nursing shortages usually lead to bad patient health outcomes, and I want to alleviate that through the proposal of this new app. So I want to introduce to you NurseLink, which is an app that connects nurses with work in hospitals. Hospitals are able to post the requirements needed, and the app's calibration tool will match nurses based on certain factors like level of skill, experience, interest, location, age, etc. Nurses will then receive a notification and accept the job at the click of a button. It's as simple as that. So nurses can easily sign up for an account for free and upload their relevant documents, which include a resume, cover letter, vaccination history, police check, working with children check. And once all those relevant documents are uploaded, a member of our team will have a look at the profile, and if all is good, the nurse will be approved and shifts will start popping up on the app for that nurse to book. Users are able to build on their profiles through a two-way rating system, so nurses can rate the hospital where they work their shift at, and vice versa. Hospitals can rate the nurse based on their performance and how well fit they were for the job, which is really good. This type of innovation I adopted is mostly incremental. So the product, the process, the paradigm are incremental because this service has already been adopted in other markets like hospitality and warehousing, and in countries such as the US and the UK. However, when I was doing my research, I found that there isn't much of this kind of service in Australia, especially around nursing care, which is where the position of this innovation is considered radical. Many hospitals have increasing reliance on agency nurses to fill in for the absences of their regular staff and undertake weekend and night shifts. NurseLink connects nurses directly with hospitals, getting rid of the costly middleman agencies. The recipients of NurseLink are obviously nurses and hospitals, and on doing some research, I found a few competitors in the same market space as me, and they are Sidekicker and UPaged. Sidekicker offers jobs on a broader scale, so not just for nursing. However, UPaged only provides work for nurses, which is a direct competitor of mine. I found that UPaged is the first to market in this space, so there really isn't much competition there. So when coming up with this idea in my head, I wanted to follow a blue ocean strategy. NurseLink will be providing assistant in nursing, also known as AIN work, for student nurses, and this is an uncontested market space, making the competition irrelevant because UPage doesn't provide assistant in nursing, AIN work for student nurses. So NurseLink will be capturing this new increasing demand for student nurses to work as AINs because the aging workforce at the moment are likely to retire within the next 5 years. This is an important opportunity for student nurses to learn and gain experience, so by the time they graduate, they have an idea of what the job entails and what is expected of them as registered nurses. NurseLink also cuts out the agency middlemen, so hospitals don't have to pay the high fees that traditional nursing agencies charge. Instead, hospitals will pay a small fee for simply using the NurseLink app. Lastly, what differentiates NurseLink from its competitors is its frequent user reward system. So hospitals that use NurseLink often are eligible for discounts. So for the startup of NurseLink, I'd need an IT person, or an app developer, someone to create and develop the app from the get-go. I'd need an accountant to take care of all the accounts receivables and accounts payable, a marketing officer to help develop the brand and advertise to attract the target audience that we want, and the customer service to answer phone calls and be the first point of contact for queries from nurses and hospitals. The entrepreneurial objectives I have in mind for NurseLink include being the lead competitor in this new market space within the first 12 months of startup. Get 2 private hospitals on board for startup as early adopters, and the public health system requires 3 years of financial history, so it's important we get 2 major public hospitals on board from the 3rd year of business. So yeah, that is pretty much it from me. That concludes my presentation, and I really hope you will invest in my idea. Thank you for your time. Bye.